Hey everybody, Mike here. So Innova recently agreed to send out this OBD2 scanner for me to try out and test. In exchange, I told them I'd run this thing through the paces, show you guys a list of available features that are on this unit, and then in the end tell you guys kind of what I think about it. So let's go get this thing out of the little storage case here. And once you get this thing out of the case, you're left with a little USB cord. This is going to be great for when you have any kind of firmware updates to do, which I'll explain here in just a second. You got your unit itself, and then you've got a nice long cord here that you can plug into your OBD2 port. Now what's nice about the long cord is this does give you enough length that you can run this around to the hood while it's still plugged in under the dash and be able to run any of the tests while you're under the hood in case you need to be up there and listening for a noise or trying to see if a piece of equipment's working or not. The other thing I like about this unit here is the fact that it's got physical buttons on the front. While a lot of the touchscreen units are pretty nice these days, I have found some of them out there to be a little bit on the laggy side. I like the idea of having the physical buttons, so that can be looked at as a pro or con just based on your preference and what models you've used in the past. There's something else that's kind of unique to this unit that I thought was really cool when I first saw it was it does take a couple batteries to be able to power this unit, but what's nice about that is when you turn the unit on and the display illuminates, but so does the OBD2 port. It's got a light built into the plug itself. How many times have you been under the dash looking for that port in the dark? Having that light on there, believe it or not, I think it's going to be a pretty nice addition. Now let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in the vehicle. We'll take a look at this thing together. And then while that's quite a bit older, I wanted to see how that thing functioned in terms of what it was available on my wife's 2020 Tahoe that we're sitting in currently. So let me go ahead and start the engine here so this thing can communicate with the modules. Now something to keep in mind on this unit that I want to go ahead and get out of the way is if you've got a 2023 or 2024 model year, at the current time, this is only able to do from 1996 up to 2022. It takes them a little while to be able to go run through these units and build all the software that's needed for those newer models. What's nice about these units and why I showed you the USB cable here is when the new updates become available, you can plug this in, update the firmware, and that next model year will eventually become available. And the other nice thing about this is there's no subscriptions and no additional fees for that software. It's included with the purchase of your unit when you get it the first try. Once this thing finishes talking with the vehicle here, we're able to see a screen here. Let me go ahead and dive into this real fast. The first thing you're going to see on your screen is a list of where you can read your DTCs, you can erase your DTCs if you have any there that you want to get rid of. You can freeze frame and you can view live data. Since I don't have any codes in the vehicle right now, I'm going to go ahead and run down the live data. I want to show you what that looks like real fast. And then you'll see another list of things here. You can actually record your data. So if you're anything like me and you know enough to get yourself in trouble, but not always enough to get yourself out, being able to record your data before you take it in, especially if you're dealing with an intermittent problem, would be kind of nice because then you can show the mechanic exactly what it was doing at the time it was messing up. That might be able to save you a trip by him being able to hunt down the problem that was in the vehicle, even if it's not acting up while it's there in his shop. So let me go ahead and go into live data. I'll show you what we've got to pick from here. So as you can see, I got a list of different things I can look at here, everything from fuel system stuff. You've got your engine coolant temperature, and the list goes on and on. There's 52 different parameters I'm able to see on this vehicle itself. Now, my 2007 truck, because it's a lot older, there's a lot less that it's able to monitor. That list was a lot shorter in that vehicle, things that populated when I pulled it up. And then there's a graph as well, so you can go into any one of these parameters individually, and you can view the graph as to what that looks like. Let me go ahead and back out of here. I'm going to go to menu next. So enter your menu, and you'll see that there's a service reset, so you can reset oil life and different maintenance intervals on here as well, depending on what your vehicle has available to it. You've got a service check in here. We'll go into that and ask you if this is the correct vehicle. You hit yes. Then in here, you're going to see a list of parameters, which is going to basically give you the same thing that's on your dash when you're going down the road. And if you have one of those digital dashes going down the road, this is going to basically display the same parameters that you're going to be able to see on your dash. So we're going to back up now. There is a spot on here you can do a battery and alternator check. So in years past, that's always been a separate item that I've had to keep on me. So I've actually got a unit in my garage just for checking battery and alternator life. This unit's got that built into it. So it eliminates the need for having multiple devices. You can keep everything in just one handy one unit here. So next thing I want to run into is system status. Now in here, you'll see a list of different things you can check and do. I'm going to go into the Chevy OEM enhanced mode, and I'm going to go into my engine control module. Now under here, you're going to see somewhere that says powertrain special function, powertrain active test. Let's go into active test. I want to show you what that does. Now this scanner is also a bidirectional scanner, so you're able to talk to different things within the vehicle, which gives you the ability to test certain functions to see if you've got a bad fan, a bad evap solenoid, a bad fuel pump, and so forth. So I'm going to go into cooling fan here. I want to show you what this does. So if I hit cooling fan, it's going to take a second to load. And once this thing's linked with the control unit, you'll see in here that I can change the cooling fan from 20% up to 90%. So if I take this right now and I run it up to, let's go 70% on this, you're going to hear the fan crank up. And let's go to 90%. So as you can hear, I was able to command the cooling fan to go up to 90% run. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that back down to 20%. You'll hear that thing ramp back down. So that's an easy way to check your cooling fan to see if it's communicating with it, and then also to see if the cooling fan is actually working itself. Let's back out and go to one more here real quick, and you'll see a list. You can do compression test, oxygen sensor, ignition timing, evap, fuel system, you name it. Let's run to the evap system real quick, and then we're going to look at the purge solenoid. What I'm hoping you'll hear on the camera now when I do this, I'm going to increase the evap solenoid. It's going to kind of choke the engine out, and you're going to hear it kind of miss a little bit. I don't know if the camera picked that up, but as soon as I did that, the engine did choke out, and the engine started to sound really rough. So I got that back out. We're back good to go there. So now I'm going to go back out again, and you can do all kinds of different parameters. Basically, whatever the vehicle's got the capability of doing, every vehicle is going to be different. So I'm in a Chevy. It's going to be different than what a Volkswagen does and different than what a BMW does and so forth. But there's a whole slew of different things that you can do with this thing. It's really nice because if you're just a weekend warrior type and you work on your own vehicles, this unit's going to be great in helping you diagnose and figure out what all is wrong with your vehicle. On the same token, if you don't work on your vehicle at all, you can still go in there, check and see what code you got. Innova's got a native app that you can go in and check, which is extremely handy because you can actually look through there and see a list of verified repairs based on the engine code that's being displayed on your dash, which if you're working on your own vehicle, will give you a pretty good indicator of what part you might need to replace. And or if you take it to a dealership or a shop and you want them to work on it, you can kind of go in knowing what to expect and what they should be sending you back on a quote before they actually fix the vehicle. As much as I hate to admit it, honestly, it's not always going to be what you find at every single shop. So being able to go in with a game plan as to what might be wrong with the vehicle is just a good way to hold individuals accountable. But as I mentioned, there's a whole slew of different features this thing's capable of doing. It's wrapped up at a really nice price point. I think this is an excellent value for you to pick up and have at your disposal whenever the time arises. Even if you don't really know what you're doing with your vehicle, all the way up to the person that maybe you're doing work on the side, I think this is a great all-around unit for you to check out without spending thousands on a unit that you may or may not necessarily need. I hope this was somewhat helpful to you in making a decision as to whether this Innova 5610 might be the right unit for you or not. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. We'll catch you guys on the next one.